Hello and welcome to the WNYG podcast. I'm Caleb, the youth. I'm in charge of high school ministry here. I got a few of our high school leadership team members here. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Lily.
I'm Cadence.
And I'm Logan.
And so, how are your guys' weeks going? How's the fall been? What's been going on our lives? Let's check in.
I can start.
Yeah.
My fall's been pretty good. You know, I don't really know what's going on. Well, we just had the trunk or treat. That really got me into the fall season. It's midterm week. Not happy about that, but we're making it through. And I guess
Is it-
other than walking pneumonia coming back, we've been solid.
Is that coming back?
I haven't.
Oh,
But
gosh.
that's because pneumonia's not contagious.
I know.
Okay. No, it's okay. I was gonna move it.
I had it last winter, and I was like, "Gosh dang it, it's coming back," because I had a cold, and then I started coughing, and then so if you hear me cough, I'm fine. I'm surviving.
Oh, that's funny. Cadence, Logan?
I can go. My fall's been good. I celebrated a birthday trip.
Where'd you go?
Went to Mexico, a cruise. That was fun. And then I don't know. I just have school.
Do you
Finals.
have any travelers tips when you get on your cruise? Any travelers tips if anyone's going on a cruise?
Bring a speaker.
Oh, bring a speaker. Bring a
That was one
speaker.
thing. I wish. Yeah.
That's
Speaker.
that's a good traveler tip.
Mhm.
See, I needed that
I-
because I always forget that.
But yeah.
Yeah. Logan?
My fall's been going pretty good so far. Weather's been so good for this time of year, although it was snowing last night, which is might be a bit too early. Other than that, yeah, it's been
It was snowing
snowing?
last
yeah, it was
night?
snowing.
It was
Wow.
It was
snowing?
snowing
What?
last night. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What time? When were you up?
1:15.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, obviously.
oh my gosh! I didn't realize. I realized it snowed.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it was snowing for a bit, and then
Oh my gosh.
I guess the other thing I've actually kind of noticed from this fall, which is making me really happy, is that at our school, I feel like I've seen a lot more there's been a lot less of the chaos of school, which is pretty good. I haven't heard about or seen any fights, any controversy. It's just been good.
Wow.
Finals week or midterms or whatever has been going actually very smoothly as well. There's been nothing controversial for the school, which is a first.
That's
Oh.
crazy.
Wow. Wow. I guess. We've been doing a lot of things. I feel like we've had quite a few things that we've been up to as a leadership team. What was it like doing the whole process? We got a little money from Thrivent. Shout out Thrivent. Always sponsoring us, always looking out for us. But we got a little money through Thrivent. We made bracelets. We handed them out to people at Trunk or Treat. Just tell me a little bit of what it was like to kind of do a bit of a service project.
I think it went very well, and it's been very smooth, I have to say. The process so far has been really smooth, and I had a lot of fun doing the bracelet making and just talking to everyone, talking to all the kids that I know from my work and just talking to other people, and then my parents showed up, so that was fun to see them. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would say so. Anything to add? Any smoothness? Was bracelet making boring for anyone? It's tough for me. I felt like I had really fat fingers, so I was really trying to
I
make
liked it. I was making a lot. Oh, I think it was just fun.
Yeah.
Just kind of easy. Um, people saw it. They came over and did.
Yeah.
It felt like all the kids were kind of flocking over and putting effort into it instead of just messing around, which was nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We made our bracelets were orange and we were trying to support and raise awareness around school safety. When I say school safety and supporting school safety and getting schools and people to rally around school safety, kind of what comes to your guys' head? I know it's a tough question. There's a lot of different answers. I heard it's everything from bullying to gun violence, anything that can be attributed to making schools safer. What comes to your guys' head when I say school safety?
Mental health help.
Mental health help. So what specifically kind of about mental health is on your mind then with school safety?
To me, I feel like it kinda just encapsulates everything else that's going on.
Mm.
A lot of times when you see all these, like, horrific events that are happening or you hear stories about, like, kids trying to hurt themselves or hurt others, or just kids that are having a very bad time at school and end up hating school,
Mm.
it's usually because they're getting hurt by other people or they're getting hurt by the stress and the workload, and it's just becoming too much for them. They need some sort of relief, and they don't know how to deal with it in healthy ways, and I feel like that's something schools don't really promote. I haven't heard one word in all my years in school about mental health help, about mental health month,
Wow.
like any mental health awareness. It really kinda goes unnoticed, and I feel like it'd be something very easy, even just like a honestly, even just like a once a day, like, mental health message or a quote that could even go so far for so many kids.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Lily, Cadence, what's on your mind when you say here's school safety?
Um, well, I just think of like, I don't know, the leaders in our school,
Mm.
whether that just be like administrators or things like that. I feel like if I don't I don't really know like how to explain it. I just feel like if they were to hmm, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll let you think on it,
Yeah.
Lily. Yeah, think on it. Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit onto what Logan was saying. I just need to gather my thoughts for a second here, but um, oh gosh, okay. This is going back in my knowledge for a little bit, but um, school is like school. God, what am I trying to say? School is like the basis of like where people um what am I trying to say? I'm trying to go back to my sociology because this is
Like, is it like the basis of where people start or where they form habits? Is that what you're kind of thinking?
where they form habits or like even just like social lives. Like
Yeah.
so much is taught at school that's not just like math or science.
Yeah.
And like social this is where I was going. Social norms are also taught in schools.
Hmm.
And I think like this norms at schools, some of them like are good and they're normal, but also some of them can kind of follow like a not necessarily like a bad,
Hmm.
but kind of a weird like path,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. Um, I don't really know where I'm going with this.
Oh, it's all right. It's interesting though. I think it's a good thing a lot of people don't think about. When we evaluate our social norms, when someone comes into school and what they view as normal, what they view as different is rejected from other people, people can get down on themselves. They can feel isolated in large groups, right? You see that, and people have felt that for a long time. And that's a pretty heavy thought when kids, adults, kind of a lot of people will feel isolated in very large groups, and it's tough, especially when it feels like everyone else is normal. And I think that's what social norms do, especially taught ones at school. It's like everyone is like, oh, geez, like this is normal. This is how you're supposed to do it. And then someone is not following that. Someone might be perceived as a little odd. So,
Yep. That's exactly what I was trying to say,
yeah.
so thanks.
No, no worries. I get where you're going. Cadence, did you get your thoughts
Kind
collected on
of, but
administrator?
not really. I
Yeah,
just
it's
feel
all
like
right.
it's more so like again, like the leaders showing that they care for the students, because I feel like a
Mm,
lot of times school can sometimes just feel like you're there, but it's not like you necessarily feel like fully supportive in a way.
yeah.
Or that like they have like the best interest for like the students that attend there, but more so just like what's easier for them or like
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we always need, and I think teachers, adults kind of get into this funk where they view their job as something just as a transaction, and at school especially, job is definitely way further from a transaction. You want to feel cared for, you want to feel loved while you're learning all these things. And I always think like I had a few, I was really lucky in life at, and I went to Eden Prairie like you guys. I had a few teachers I felt like really took care of me and really helped me out. Do you guys have any teachers you want to shout out? Any administrators? Anybody that you're like, yeah, this is a person that was pretty important? Logan, I see
Uh,
you grinning.
I have, last year I was in A Push and I had this teacher named Mr. Peterson. He's by far the best teacher I've ever had. every single day you walk into class, there was some new activity we're doing. There was always a question on the board, and we had like a 15-minute discussion to get everyone engaged and talking. And then even after the class, like basically every single day since that class ended, he's like encouraged us and other people that he's had before to come to his class, say hi, talk to him for like 5 minutes, and it's just like he's it actually makes teaching feel like he makes school feel like a family more than just like a place you're kind of forced to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out Mr. Peterson. Shout out.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Shout outs?
I probably too. I'd say Miss Lynette. I don't know. She brought the
What'd she
vibes to
teach?
class. She taught what? It was like a law class.
Oh,
What's it called? A law something.
that's a
Law
cool
something.
law
It was fun. It
class.
was
Wow.
fun. But no, she really showed that she cared every single day. She'd always just have conversations, and even outside of class, like at football games, we still talk. And then probably Lisa Anderson, Miss Anderson. I don't know. That's like a teacher I
Nice.
know that a lot of people to
Mhm.
go to.
Shout outs. Yeah.
I have so many that I, like, was already automatically thinking of. I'm gonna start, though, with my kindergarten teacher, going
wow.
way back, Mr. W. Loved him, amazing teacher. But in high school, oh gosh, now I have to think. Not Mr. Miss Kruschke, my foods teacher, love her. Mrs. Benzine, my nutrition and exercise science teacher. Oh gosh, who else?
Is that a high
Think
school class? Nutrition and
Yes, it
exercise?
is. It's new at the high school.
Wow.
Take it, really recommend. Mr. Sales.
Yes,
Oh,
I
Mr.
love
Love
Mr.
Mr.
Sales.
Sales.
Sales, business teacher. I had him 3 years in a row. My intro to tech class my freshman year.
Mhm.
is that
What was
typing?
No,
Oh,
that's keyboarding.
oh.
Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
that's keyboarding.
Yep,
Just
keyboarding.
keyboarding.
I
It's
did
just keyboarding?
Mhm.
did not take
That was a requirement when I was in
Yeah,
high school.
that was
As
for
it,
us
as it
too.
should be.
God, I did not wanna take that class.
Yeah.
Intro to tech, I had him for, marketing or this, like, marketing class, and then digital and social media marketing. Recommend, never stop recommending. Mr. Sales is a great teacher. My other teacher I have 2 more, I promise, then I'll My other teacher was from my junior year from my AP class, my AP what was it? I call it AP Afro, but it's like AP African American
Mhm.
Science. Mr. Barak. Mr. Barak, such a great teacher. No one ever really knows him, but he's such a great teacher. He always does It's not Tuesday, but normally I would say happy holidays because they do or he does I'm already forgetting. It's a happy holiday Tuesday. If you know, you know.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then
You know, you know.
and then my last teacher is my math teacher, my FSC teacher, Mr. Coldagelli. I still see him, like, every week because he helps me with my stats right now, but, great teacher.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, it's interesting. I want to give a shout out to an Eden Prairie teacher. It may not be there. His name was Mr. Williams. He taught gym.
Yep, 'kay.
Okay.
I think he's still there.
Okay. Mr. Williams was the only teacher that gave me above B in a gym class. I don't want to say that I was a bad student, but I was a distracted student, and gym seemed to be where I got my worst grades in high school.
Same.
Two
Your
C
worst or your
Same.
best?
worst.
Same.
2 C minuses and 1 A. So one of those ones where I wasn't really expecting it myself, but Mr. Williams taught me. I took weightlifting 2 with him.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
That's strange to me.
And that was the first time I was like, oh, I really do love to work out and lift weights. And that is where I learned that habit. And that's why I like to work out and lift weights now. It was because of Mr. Williams. I still only warm up with a medicine ball because of him. And I'm 30 now. So it's very, we ran a mile every day and we warmed up with a medicine ball. And it was a hard class. It was in the morning too. And it was my favorite. It was one of my favorite classes I ever took at Eden Prairie. I still enjoyed other classes and did well in other classes ish, but everyone has their strengths at school. So when you're thinking school safety, a lot of people. There's a broad range of school safety. There's a broad range of people at school that help you feel safe, right? When you think of role models, anything like that, what is it you think about today's climate, today's if you looked at today where people do feel unsafe at school, what would be your guess? Why do people feel unsafe at school? If you looked at years past, there would be an argument that people would feel a little safer at school. But why would school safety become something as a more of it's a nationwide awareness? People are paying closer attention. People are putting lots of money into school safety.
I feel like the thing I feel like it would be is media and specifically social media has like there's obviously all these threats going on, but there's always been like these threats that come out and these like awful events at schools that actually do happen. But they've turned in the recent years, especially, they've really turned into almost a fear mongering technique and a political thing instead of a human life thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that gets a lot of kids scared. And then there's also the social media aspect of it that's helping cause these things where it's people keep saying they have all these crazy opinions and they say things without regard for how it affects other people.
Mm,
And it just leads to a really unsafe school environment, which makes kids, even if they're in the safest school in the nation and they have nothing to worry about, there's gonna be a lot of them that are gonna be scared to come to school just because they hear everything that's so like it's so prevalent in their lives now.
absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else?
I'd say social media is a big thing also because I feel like, let's say, for instance, school shootings, I feel like before obviously happened, but I feel like recently, especially on social media, it's definitely been brought to the media more.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it becomes like this, I wouldn't say like trend, but for those who are not necessarily okay, um, to, I don't know, do that. But
Yeah.
also for me, for instance, like after like enunciation and stuff like that, going to school, like you kind of think about it more. And
Mm-hmm.
like before going to school, I never really thought about school shootings in a way. Like it was never something that I felt like I had to worry about. Um, but as you see more and more on social media, it's like, no, like it could happen to anyone.
Hmm.
And so I definitely like
Yeah.
go to school and I'm just kind of like, you never know. Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
you never know who's around.
Abs- yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's been overviewed very well already, but I also think when you first asked this, the first thing that I went to was just, like, peers and friends,
Mm,
and, like, everybody that you're surrounded with at school is, like or whatever people say or what is posted on social media, like, that comes from somebody that is, like, obviously around you a lot, and, I think that can also be very just, like, not necessarily, like traumatizing is not the right word, but, like, daunting, there we go.
yeah.
It can be very daunting because, like, there are, like, fake Instagram accounts and things, and you don't know what's saying who's saying what at certain times, and
Yeah.
the uncertainty, like Kings was saying, is very, it's very daunting, and it's just, like, unknown,
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't know, I was at the high school when we had to go on lockdown for something. I think this was my freshman year, so you guys wouldn't have been at high school. But, my freshman year, we were just, like, sitting in a class, and all of a sudden, it's just, like, the teachers there was no announcement on the loudspeakers or anything. It was just, like, someone was, like someone came into the room and was like, "Oh, you need to lock the doors."
Mm,
And then we're all just, like, sitting in the room and not knowing what's going on until we're just, like, waiting and waiting, and of course, at that point, everyone is, like, on their phones. They're checking Instagram, they're checking the news, like, they're checking email, they're checking, like, Snapchat and whatever, and, like, it's all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, they sent an email to everyone," or, "Oh, there are screenshots of text messages of what's actually going on," or, "Oh, there's, like, pictures of police cars out in entrances," and then it's like there I remember there was like, "Oh, the FBI is here," like, everything like that was, like so much of it is just uncertain, and
yeah.
you really just don't know what's gonna happen, and luckily nothing happened,
Yeah.
um, that day, but it's just the uncertainty of it all is just, like it's very scary, and it's very
Yeah. Right.
overwhelming.
Yeah. Overwhelming, anxiety filled, daunting. I think those are all fair ways to explain kind of that feeling that some of these current events bring at us. Social media kind of brings to the instant news, they call it the instant news cycle, just being able to know exactly what's happening at the exact moment, and how kind of scary that can be. I know that sounds very overwhelming. I'm gonna ask you a really hard question, and you might pause when you think, but I'm gonna give it to you anyways. Is where is God in all this? You guys talk about anxiety filled. You guys talk about how stressful it is, kind of like the idea of like, cadence, like it wasn't on your mind until this current event happened.
Mhm.
Now it's something that you kind of do have to think about every now and then. Where is God in these moments? These are the times where people go, you know, people will say, where is he? Where is he? Where is he in these, when the world is like this?
Um, I guess I could speak on that in a
Yeah.
way. I don't necessarily what I can say is just like God is always by everyone. He's always
Yeah.
with you. In all any circumstance, but also just kind of like when these like tragic things happen or like I guess I can touch on it like loss in my family. It was kind of a question like where is God? Like why is this
Yeah.
happening? Um, but just to know that he doesn't intend on these things to happen.
Yeah.
But just kinda thinking about that in a way, like, I don't really know how to put it into words, but
Yeah.
just know that he he's always there, but he's not like, he doesn't just let these bad things happen for just any reason.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Any other
Um,
thoughts?
yeah, kind of like I don't know. For the people that know me, I recite this verse all the time. Luke 1:37. For God does not make things easy; He makes them possible.
Mm.
Uh, I've I've brought that up so many times throughout my life in so many different faith discussions. I think it kind of applies here too because God isn't obviously He doesn't want all these people to get hurt. He doesn't want these people to get killed. He doesn't want all these events to happen, all this fear to be happening because he we do have our free will. People are choosing to make these choices, but
Mm.
He's still there for us, giving us that little bit of like, instead of just completely freaking out, having like being like, "Oh, we're all gonna like, this is it. Nothing good will happen again." He's that little spark in the car that's like, "Maybe it's a false alarm. Maybe I'll get through this. Maybe all my friends will get through this." He's that random text you get from your friend when you're waiting like, you're waiting for all the bad to happen. You're like, "Okay, this person is still safe as well." And he's like, even if he can't just be there and stop it and do everything to fix it, he'll be there to keep you afloat so you can help everyone fix it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Really?
I think okay, this concept for me or where God is in, like, all of this is something that I've struggled to grasp for, like, a really long time because
Yeah.
where would God be in situations like this? And I think for me, when it comes to my faith, I rely a lot on my friends and the people that I know also understand, like, my faith and or have, like, similar yeah, makes sense. And I think for me, just talking to them is
Mhm.
one of the ways that I really am able to find God in situations like this. And like earlier this year, when an event happened, like one of my friends automatically like called me, and we just talked about it, and we just understood each other on a point that it made it easier to understand of where God was in that situation because I was talking to where God was in that situation.
Yeah.
And even just not even through just that person, but through other people and, like, shout out to my confirmation group, but, like, also my confirmation group, like, we have really good conversations about, um, things like this that happen and how it impacts them and everything, um, and so just yeah, just I think talking to people that, I can really resonate with in my faith and helps me see God in situations like
Yeah.
this.
Absolutely. And this is a serious and one of the things that kind of happens in big school events, big events that happens over this world is that Christians will always say like thoughts and prayers. And then there's going to be another group of people that say, where are your thoughts and prayers? Where's the help? I want you to, and this is one of the more, I would say, like serious ways that as Christians, what we can think and how we can critically engage our faith in. It's a simple idea is how can you what is it about you that helps answer prayers? It's not just God answering prayers, right? We talk about all the time, Matt, how sometimes our friend, the one that sent us that text, our friend, the one that talked to us and understood us, is that moment where they saw God, right? So God is within all of us. We all have the chance to kind of see where God can be. And so if I said, how can you help answer prayers? What is it about your personality? What is it about? I could go on and on about you guys, just as a person that watches you do this work. But you also have to know it yourself. So when you think of yourself, how do you answer prayers? How do you help? How do you support people? What are your thoughts usually?
I don't know if this is exactly gonna answer your question, but for me, how I pray is I write. And normally when I write, I'll start writing and I'll have what I want to say and like what I want to write down, what I want to pray about. And almost every single time, it always changes into something else that I didn't even know that I was worried about, or I didn't even know what necessarily was going on. And so I think for me, praying is honestly just like the little seed that's like, oh, this is something that I'm worried about, or it's, oh, this is something that I actually really care about and that I like want to fix and then I want to do. And um, I think praying is just that little like starting point for me to then say, okay, I want to make this change. How can I do it? And sometimes it's just like educating myself on it. It's just like reading the news, which I don't like doing because it stresses me out, but, like,
Yeah.
or just, like, reading the news or understanding or just, like, reading news titles so I know what's going on somewhat or to an extent. Um, or again, just talking to people about it, like, talking to people that I trusted, talking to people that I know will understand
Hmm.
what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good point. Cadence?
Can you re-ask the question one more time?
Yeah. So when
Thank
you
you.
think of yourself as a person that has the ability, God's within us all.
Right.
How, and we think of this moment where people say, hey, I need help. I need somebody.
Mhm.
What is it about your personality? What are the things that you bring to the table that can help answer those prayers? Right? That is what we talk about when we talk about service and all that, is you're
Mhm.
helping answering some prayers.
I would say I kind of I'm trying to think.
It's all right. You can think. Logan, Kate, do you have? Kate's joining us. Kate's a little late to the party, but
Hi,
she's joining.
podcast.
Logan, do you have yours? Your thinking?
I guess for me, like, I just always try to be like, whenever I notice someone, like, needs help, whenever someone has a prayer that needs to be answered, I always try to be there and help answer it, even if I can't do everything. I know obviously I can't do everything to fix it, but just having, like, being there for people, and I feel like that then when I pray, it ends up that those exact same people that I come to help, they help me as well. It feel like you just kinda create, like, almost a chain of just helping people.
Yeah, I love that.
Think I have something.
Yeah.
I would just say a lot of the times just being like open to listen to people, but also just kind of like giving that encouragement. I could say like with friends and things like that. Um, that when I pray with them sometimes or they're sharing anything that they might need help with, I feel like a lot of the times I also like to like let them know that like things happen for a reason. And to just be patient and be still, and to trust God because a lot of the time, sometimes prayers, sometimes it feels like they're not being answered.
Mm.
But even just in my personal life, like something that I prayed for took like 2 years to overcome or to
Yeah.
like start feeling better. Um, but just to know like it's not like the end, like he's there, he's answering.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderfully put. Yeah. Kate, do you have yours? I know
I'm
you just
not sure.
joined.
I wasn't exactly here for a previous conversation, so I'm not sure where this is coming from. But I'm like strengths that we have,
Yeah,
correct?
It's like
strengths.
a new question. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
a brand new topic.
Okay,
It's a brand
okay,
new
okay.
topic.
Yeah.
Well, if we're talking about like someone going through a hard time and ways you can connect, am I getting the correct
Yeah.
thing? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like how,
Sorry,
yeah.
I want to make sure I'm answering the right question
No
here.
worries. Yeah.
But just being a light for someone, like I try to be like
yeah, let's talk about it. I try to be that kind of person, but I feel like it's not going anywhere. They're like, oh, I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, this is not where you're at right now. So finding ways to just like make a joke, make people laugh, just try to lighten their day and whatever darkness they might be going through, and then like connecting that with prayer. I'm sorry. Just like have like you guys have said, like praying for someone and like letting them know that you're praying for them. So then even if they might not, like what Caden said, even though you might not feel it right away, like at least letting them know that you're there for them in so many different ways can help them in
Yeah.
just a different like context, I guess.
Yeah, for someone that doesn't like being on the spot, that was pretty good. That
Yeah,
was pretty
sorry.
good.
Sorry. Airballing a little there.
No, I wanted to just let you guys know. I know this was a very serious topic today. What we covered isn't like the funnest thing to always talk about, but I think what you'll find out is the more that you do talk about these serious things in life, the more that you are able to face kind of bad news, knowing that God is always with you, the easier, I don't want to say the easier it becomes to handle, but the easier it becomes to connect with other people over these things. Because what happens to us a lot is when tragedy strikes, we want to hold the tragedy to ourselves. And that's when things get dangerous, and that's when people get dangerous ideas, is when they hold on to bad things, when they hold on to a bunch of, and it starts small sometimes. Sometimes it's a bunch of little things that add up to one really bad self-image. All these things, when you don't connect with other people kind of about the sucky parts of life, lead to a bunch of weight on people. So I'm sorry, I know that was a rant, and I want us to get into something a little bit more of a fun topic, a little bit more of a loose topic. So if I asked you, we're talking about schools and things. You already talked about your favorite teachers. If I asked you, what is your like subject? What is the subject that you think you could teach the best? What's if you had your own classroom? What's the subject you could teach the best, and what would make you a good teacher? Huh? What would be that school subject? I'll go first. I would be a great lunch lady.
Oh,
Uh,
yep.
I I love
I
saying
can picture you with the hairnet
Yep.
already.
Yep. I love saying hi to people. My mom was a lunch lady at APHS. Shout out Carrie. Yep. Shout out Carrie Rocky, Golden Spatula, 8 years in a row.
Golden spatula. What's that?
It was an award we made up for my mom, me and my brothers.
Oh, that's so
sweet.
sweet.
She got annoyed of it after year 4. So it's just a spray painted spatula. So she got 8 of them. Yeah, long time lunch lady. But no, what I enjoyed most about lunch ladies and eating is that you get that chance to say hi to somebody, small connection, and then everyone loves food. And so sometimes school food isn't the best, but when you were good friends with the lunch ladies at our school, at EP when I was there, they would sometimes give you a full pizza. And so that was really fun.
Oh, I've never gotten that. It was pizza today. Did not get that.
Yeah, I'm sorry if that's no longer sold, but they used to sell us boxes of pizza. It was pretty great.
Slab, just one little tiny triangle. It's okay though.
So yeah, maybe my grade ruined that, or some of my friends ruined that. But yes, we used to eat a full large pizza to ourselves. Yeah, shout out to the lunch ladies. That's what I think I'd do best at. Anyone, what is the subject you think you could be? Kate?
Okay, so this one immediately I already know. History. Now you have to understand, I know a lot of people are not fans of history classes, but okay, neither am I when I don't know what I'm doing. Like I hate history when I don't know what I'm doing, but when I actually like understand like the like stories, I don't know what happens like when I'm actually like I know it. I love history classes. So if I'm a teacher, that means I know stuff, which means I'd be good at teaching it. And I'd be one of the teachers with a bunch of stuff all over their walls of just like random like presidents and stuff. I just love those teachers. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
my answer would also be history. It's just my least favorite and my most favorite class in school, like, throughout every year of schooling I've had. My least favorite was a history class, and my most favorite was a history class, and it just really comes down to the teacher, honestly, and I feel like if I could I know I already shouted him out once, I'm gonna shout him out again, Mr. Peterson.
Woo!
Like, he really is the type of teacher that I would try to emulate because it's like he's always there was no or the lectures weren't really lectures, they were more whole class discussions every single time. There was basically no notes, there was basically no busy work. You were doing every time instead of that, it was all the fun things. It was, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna have this, like, interactive little game we can do to simulate the Great Depression," or, "We're gonna have a debate about this real life debate that actually happened." And just making history a class that goes from people's, like, least favorites to being interactive and fun and their most favorites. That would kinda be my goal, I think I could do that really well. Also, like Kate mentioned, the stuff all over the walls.
Mhm.
If only you could see a picture of those walls. There is literally, like, flags and pictures of cities, and there's a giant pink flag with his face on it that says,
I think I know who this is.
you
No,
definitely
I
know
definitely
you
know.
definitely know who it's
Yep,
called.
okay.
Yeah, there's a
Yep.
giant cardboard cutout of him holding a chili dog in his room. There's just so much. He loves his students so much, and I feel like I'd try to be that same kind of teacher, and history is the best subject to do it in.
Nice.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me, I'd probably say not history, guys. You guys have history stuck in my head. Health class.
Ooh.
Health.
Oh,
It's
I
definitely one of
love
my
this.
it is definitely one of
Yeah.
my favorite classes. Even at CMS, my one teacher, Miss K, she was super, super sweet, and all the students loved her. She was always there. And then at the high school, Mr. Walker, love him. He's also my gym teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Shout out gym
he's
teachers.
very chill, but also love his personality. But I don't know. I just feel like health is a good class. Also, just because we do get to touch like mental health, but also physical health, which I think are both really, really important.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Snaps.
I know. Yep. Cadence. Thank you. But no, health is just so interesting, and you learn a lot about like your body, of course, but also your mind. And I love to teach that. And I always love to teach
Yeah.
my teachers, my health teachers. They're always so just like I just feel like it's a good environment. I
Yeah.
love health class.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, biology.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I
Just
don't know.
talking.
I literally was just talking about this, and I know that I just had my bio midterm today. We don't talk about it. But I was studying the day before with, like, 2 of my friends from that class, and I think the way that I would teach would be so weird and out there, but it would make sense. Because I literally at one point, one of my friends wasn't getting something, and I go, "'Kay, I'm gonna draw it out for you. Oh, let me find this picture." Because here's the deal. This picture would not make any sense unless I literally watched you do it. I drew the heart, like the literal heart, so badly that it literally
Oh,
There
It's
it
like
is.
a gingerbread man.
There it is. See, okay, but here's the deal. It made
Oh.
sense. And so I think that I would just be like, I would be really good at like the one-on-one where I'm like, okay, you don't get this. I'm literally drawing out for you how I see it in my head. And I would do that for literally everything to the point where I would literally just have like pages. I would print them out. I would put them on my walls.
Mm.
And I'd be like,
Wow.
this is cellular division. This is the heart. This is like this and this and this.
Mm.
I don't know. But I also would make kids take notes because
Notes are important. Notes are important.
but then I had another one that I just thought of. My other one would be a cooking teacher or a cooking class.
Oh.
But then
Yep.
I was like, I get too annoyed.
Yeah.
I've taken 2
Kids don't
foods
listen.
classes.
The amount of
Listen.
patience those teachers have to
Literally,
actually.
I've taken 2 foods classes. They've been
They're
so
horrible.
interesting. The amount of stories that I have from probably one day in that class is insane. I would literally my foods teacher would sit there and she'd just judge everyone, and that would be me. I'd sit there and I'd be like, "You're gonna cut your hand off."
Yeah.
And what
I
am I gonna do? I'm gonna watch it
Yeah.
happen.
I took one culinary class in middle school, and I don't have any. I'm not taking any in high school.
Yeah,
Just
no.
because.
Don't do it.
I would never do
Don't do it.
No, it seems you're making it seem like so much fun.
It's fun, but don't do it unless you're prepared to like walk into class and
There's
be
a
like,
lot.
"These people are my age."
Overstimulated.
Like,
Yeah.
literally, I would walk into that class every single day, and I'd be like, how are you only a year younger than me and you're literally, like, shaking salt into an eighth teaspoon measure?
I never ate the
I'm
food.
dead serious that
I
happened.
never ate the food.
Someone
Oh,
cut
really?
avocado all the way in half through the pit. First day of the class, through the pit of the avocado. Don't know how that happened.
Wow.
Don't eat it. Don't. I don't know. I would
I
like
would
watch.
eat it.
No, and like every single time after like a lab, I would just see everyone eating their dishes. I'm just like, I'm like a germaphobe, so I'm just like, these people in my
Yeah.
group are gross. They drop this, pick it up, don't wash their hands. They're touching
I'm making
everything.
People wash their hands.
Yeah.
I literally made them wash their hands. I'm like, you're washing your hands.
I just kidding.
I
And the
made sure
dishes.
chicken was cooked. I made sure pancakes were cooked.
Uh,
Everything needed to be cooked, and that was my job.
Those girls' dishes smelled like
foods are
dishes.
my favorite. Are they called, when I was at EP, they were called creative foods and then gourmet foods.
It's
We have
food
gourmet
fundamentals
and
and
gourmet
gourmet.
foods.
But
Oh.
now they switched gourmet. They got rid of it. It's 2 different classes.
Yeah, and
it's
there's, like, baking.
international and pastries and baking.
Yeah.
Pastries
I
and
know.
baking.
Why
That's
does it
fun.
sound so fancy?
I
We have like
know.
culinary 1, 2, and 3.
I made a crepe cake. That was our first lab. I made a crepe cake in gourmet
Super
foods.
fun.
And mine was the best.
What the heck?
My teacher took a picture of my crepe cake and posted it on her Instagram.
Proud of you.
I have to say that was a win.
Oh.
That was better than any grade I've ever gotten.
That's great. All right. I'm sorry. I know we talked about some other questions, but we're running out of time, but we need to save room for our favorite segment. Advice for the general public. Does anyone have any general advice for the general public?
I think I know someone who does.
Oh, God.
Lily, take
Listen,
it from here.
I actually wasn't going to say drive better this week. I've had very great
Wow.
driving experiences this week.
Ooh,
I
so you
ha-
got to think of something new if you've had good experiences. Any good advice, Kaden? That's how you thinking? No?
I don't know if I have any. I don't know.
Any mediocre advice?
Mm.
Hey, don't forget to tie your shoes. I left this morning without a tied shoe. Don't forget, I was tired this morning, but I tied it in the car.
I'd say stay safe this weekend, and you're not too old to go trick or treating.
Oh, stay safe.
To
Ah!
go on Friday. I treated until my sophomore year. I don't regret it at all.
And I'm going this year.
Yes.
I'm excited.
People
Junior
give
in
you
high
weird
school.
looks. People give you weird looks, but it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. I was swiper last year. That was such a fun costume.
I'm just gonna throw on a onesie and just be a super tall, super old-looking kid.
Yeah,
I'll blend in. It'll be dark.
I'll be like, yeah, I'm 10
exactly.
years old. What do you mean?
I think trick or treat. Yeah,
I'm 10.
Anyone else? Advice? Advice?
Another piece of advice I got: get outside, get active. I don't know if you're.
Get
I'm
active.
assuming if you're listening to the podcast, you're living in Minnesota. So just get outside before the weather gets too bad. Go for a run. Go for a walk with a pet. Play some basketball. Go hang out. Play pickleball with some friends. Whatever you're doing, just get outside and enjoy the last little bit of above 50-degree weather before it gets super cold. And just have fun with it.
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah,
Kate.
Logan basically stole mine. Thank you. I was gonna say enjoy the nature and like the beauty of nature right now because I just had family pictures before this. So
Oh.
that's with the
Yeah.
hair and the outfit. And it was just so pretty. And then I was driving here on like the back roads with all the farms. It was so pretty. Enjoy the outdoors. Enjoy God's beautiful creation. Leave it at that.
That's a good way to end it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for listening to. Oh, what? Yeah.
Excuse me. I was also going to say, once it gets cold, make a snowman.
Oh,
Make a snowman.
Very good.
gotta make a
I
snow.
did have another piece of advice, and I forgot, but I remembered. My piece of advice is to spend time with your family. Spend time with people that you love. And just show up for people. You know, this weekend I spent a lot of time with my family. I went to my cousin's soccer game, and go St. Olaf, go Olies. Girls soccer, let's go. They just won. I think they just won against St. Kate's.
Wow.
They're undefeated, I think.
Okay.
They tied.
Most likely undefeated.
Most likely
confirmed.
undefeated. Also, shout out NDSU.
Um,
They just won against SDSU. Beat them
Uh,
so good.
Are you serious?
As
That
this
makes
you-
me mad.
Literally 38-7.
Are you kidding?
Go
I
Bison!
did not know about that.
Go
No,
Bison!
horns down.
No,
Horns down.
Horns up.
Horns
Let's
down.
go.
I was trying to
people.
sit the sports talk. I know what
No,
it says.
horns
Horns
down,
up.
ears up.
And
Ears up, Lily.
don't understand.
Ears up. I
Ears
love-
up.
And you
Words down.
and you and SUSU have such a huge rivalry.
I know.
So funny.
Horns down. I'm
Horns
sorry.
up. NDSU is superior. You know how many like of the championships they've won in a row? They won last year. They're gonna win again this year. I just know it. And their quarterback, Cam Miller, shout out Cam Miller. He just went to the Raiders. It's Miller time, baby.
Oh, buddy.
I love it.
All right. Hey, that's a great way to end it. Enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy God's creation. Enjoy the sports. Enjoy your family. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Once again, shout out Thrivent.
Shout out
for
Thrivent.
always
Generously.
sponsoring us. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.